Lil Nas X, of course, he did the song Old Town Road over a video game. So whether he did that on purpose, he certainly did it on purpose, but whether it was to target children because using a video game or not, I'd probably think that he wouldn't have done that. I think that that was done because it was a popular video game at the time. He rapped over it, it had a horse and everything. But following that, Old Town Road was most certainly marketed towards children. There's videos of him going around performing it in front of children who are kindergarten aged. And then we all know that marketing places, gambling, cigarettes, every place in the world wants to be able to market to kids so that they can have a customer for life growing up. There's no question he was marketing to kids. And then what do? He's got, a satanic sneaker that he gets sued for because he thinks he can just resell Nikes for some reason, like an idiot. Then he does the lap dance on the devil. Then he's got the song with Jack Harlow where they're dancing with men in prison, and so on and so forth. And he still thinks that it's like edgy to do like Satanism imagery, and all these other performers think that's cool too, even though it's been done since the 70s. So which is it, do you think? Are they purposely trying to inject like this weird occult Satanism thing into this, or do they really think that this is still edgy? I don't like Bryson, but I'm going to follow him and comment on that, and look how cool and edgy I am with satanic imagery. Which one do you think it is?
I think it's both. He did more than just go to different schools. That was the first thing he did. He didn't have a real tour. The first thing they made sure to do is the first thing they made sure he did was a school tour. School tour. Because they saw the kids liking the songs, and the labels are like, let's get him in front of the children. And then afterwards, he just so happens to come out as a homosexual. When he already had the kids' attention. And then he started doing the rest of that gay stuff that you were talking about. And now he claimed that he's in his Christian era and blaspheming Jesus Christ. So I don't think it's edgy. I think he's purposely trying to mock. I think he's purposefully trying to mock Christianity, if I'm being honest. And Christians are sipping for it too. Very weird stuff.
When did he and what did he say when he said he's a Christian now?
I can't even repeat it. It was so disrespectful. He said he can use his. Let me just put it like that. He said he can get on his knees for things other than just praying.
Okay. So I think we know what he means by that. But so he's going around doing all that stuff. And then there's Kid Cudi, who you also mentioned this song. Now, I grew up listening to some Kid Cudi. I wasn't a hardcore fan. His song was in the clubs a lot in like 2009, 2010. And then he just started wearing dresses. And, the Jaden Smith style thing. I forget what that other singer, the British singer's name is. They had this place and time, which they do, I'm going to say every 5, 6, 7 years, where they try to put a bunch of male celebrities in a dress at the same time and try to say, hey, how can we sell dresses to men now so we don't have to make as many clothes, right? And feminize them more. Kid Cudi responds to you or quote tweets you or something for your song, and he says, why did I get pulled into this? How am I being like sexualized and gay and stuff like that? Like is he pretending that he didn't wear a dress for a long time? I know he has, and this isn't meant to be an insult and a history of mental illness with depression or something, but is he just pretending that he didn't try to push wearing dresses for a while? Like, I think he's still doing it too.
Not only did he wear a dress, he wore a dress and held another grown man's hand, and he was the bride, and the other man was acting as he was the groom, and they walked into an award show together. He did more than just wear a dress. It was full homo mode, like completely. So I don't know what his shock is. He's also a part of the problem, which is why I called him out in the song. I think he was just referring to the song being typically about Lil Nas X, but also throwing a shot at him. And then he said something like, this is not godly. It is 100% godly to call out sin. I didn't know he performed in a dress too. Wow, I didn't know he did that either. Well, he's just a full-blown gay wad. What the world?
Yeah, I haven't seen a lot of this stuff.
I was talking about that one right there. Him and that dude where he holding his hand. That award show. That's the one I'm talking about. I didn't see the other stuff. That's like,
is he attempting Eli Russell Lynette's? Never heard of him. Is he attempting to perform some sort of theater? But like, no, he's just wearing a dress. Like, this isn't.
That's
you're saying you're a comedian.
He lucky I didn't see that when it happened. I would have made a song specifically about him too.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about your ability to make songs about topical issues very quickly. What is essentially is the process there? Because you get stuff out pretty quickly. Is there like a whole plan here?
No, sir.
No. Are we freestyling a lot of it? Do you quickly write it down? Well, like
Uh,
let's take the one. Um, let's take Ashley Biden's Diary. Great song. And yes, me and my girlfriend listen to your songs in the car a lot. Pump
Thank you.
ourselves up for the gym. Let's take that one for example. Hear about Ashley Biden's Diary. Then what do you do?
It just comes. It depends. Like if I say this, I said this before, but it's like if there's a topical thing and you don't see me making a song about it, it's probably because I just wasn't inspired to. Like it just like
Mm-hmm.
it didn't invoke anything in me. But because it doesn't take me long to write at all. I wish everybody could just be in the studio with me one day. Some people see me do it on my live streams. It takes me. I've been rapping since I was 4. So when I make
Mm-hmm.
music, it's like there's only a certain amount of flows that will fit on this beat, and I pick which one I think sound good in that moment. And writing takes me no time because the words are already there. I feel like I don't know. I feel like the words are already there. Like take this Lil Nas X Gay Demon. Like the words are already there. I'm just really saying what he did and what other people did. So the words are already there. You just have to put them in the right pocket of flow and put the right words to it. It takes me no time to write these songs because it's like natural. So if you don't see me call out something in a music sense, it's because it wasn't natural, and I never force music ever.
Is there anything that you won't do a song about? In other words, is there anything that you don't want to talk about that you think you shouldn't talk about? Is it like maybe mentioning somebody's kids or something? Is there anything that you would 100% never say in a song?
I won't say things about people that's like outside of scripture. Meaning, if somebody, let's say if I got into a rap beef with somebody who used to be gay but they're straight now, I probably won't bring up how they used to be gay unless it was relevant because that's their past self. You know what I'm saying? I don't like palling on, on that. But if it's something you're still doing now, you haven't turned from, I'll bring up something old. Like if you like Kid Cudi, it seemed like he wore dresses multiple times. So it's like he's still in his wearing dresses phase. So I definitely will bring up how he wore dresses. But and somebody kids, I won't go like I'm not the I'll try not to get super petty. Like I'm not gonna call like your wife ugly or your kids ugly or like I like keeping things biblical, just keeping it biblical.
Mm-hmm. Has there been any more mainstream rappers reach out to you and say something like, I'd love to work with you, but so and so won't let me, or that I know they wouldn't allow me, anything like that?
There's a lot of people in the Christian scene that I know don't work with me because of their connections with Lecrae. But I've worked with some pretty big artists, so it doesn't stop really much.
Mm-hmm. All right, I'm going to take a second here to promote the old Patreon, patreon.com/uopod, growing every single week. You can sign up for $7 a month to help us become the size of Joe Rogan. Bryson, if you don't know, this is the Raptors super fan. He's a Sikh guy that's been to every single Raptors game since they became a team in 1995. You can be our super fan for $15. And if you want to suggest ideas for videos, $40 a month. We did one a couple weeks ago about a guy named Richie the Barber. He's a guy who tattooed his face like a clown, so you'll get actual access that way. Growing every week. We did one with Anomaly last week. You can see me brushing my hair, and he looks very happy.
That's my guy.
Patreon.com/uopod. And of course, we thank everybody on Twitter, Getter, Rumble, YouTube, of course, and anybody listening on Spotify, Google, or Apple Podcasts. Spotify gang growing every single week.
Turn it up, Jordan.